Welcome to Shooting It Straight with Stan. I'm your host, Stan the Annuity Man. Boy, do I like doing these because I'm in my office studio. I don't have to travel to the undisclosed location Bat Cave and shoot those videos in the will do not might do studio. My CEO was so smart. She's like, Stan, let's do these from your office studio. And you can just rant and go off. She also said the other day after we finished one of these, she said, I really believe that you could talk about anything for 10 minutes. And I went, what do you mean? She goes, I think you could just like talk about licorice for 10 minutes or talk about Skittles and annuities for 10 minutes. I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting. We might do that. But today is a special day. I'm not going to tell you the actual date because we do these a little bit ahead of time, but I know what you're saying. What day is it, Stan? It's my birthday. I know what you're saying, man. You are so young and vibrant and just glowing with energy and youth. And you're correct, kind of. No, I'm really getting old. It's kind of sad. But on my birthday today, I said, let's do one just random. Let's do a Shooting It Straight with Stan random. And what's the topic for today? Biscuits and annuities. Yeah, biscuits, like the biscuits you eat. So today's topic on Shooting It Straight with Stan is biscuits and annuities. Here we go. So you're saying, wait a minute, Stan, what do biscuits have to do with annuities? Well, first of all, I'm from the South. I grew up in Stanley, North Carolina. My father and my mother are both from North Carolina, North Kakalaki. So you hear some twang, and I love biscuits. I've always loved biscuits. I love biscuits with gravy. I love biscuits with butter. I love biscuits with jelly. I love biscuits with eggs. I like biscuits. Love it. Period. Now, the problem with that is kind of pre-diabetic. I can't really eat the biscuits now, but that's another story and it's kind of sad. But let's talk about biscuits and annuities. And there is a correlation, of course, because I can make that correlation because I'm Stan the Annuity Man and this is Shooting It Straight with Stan. So biscuits and annuities. Now, you can just get a plain biscuit, without anything on it. What's a plain biscuit in the annuity world? A plain biscuit is a single premium immediate annuity or a deferred income annuity. That's a plain biscuit for lifetime income. There's nothing on it. There's no annual fees. There's no moving parts. There's no market attachments. It's a straight transfer of risk that's based on your life expectancy or life expectancies if it's joint at the time you take the payment. That's your plain biscuit lifetime income annuity. Okay? Now, I guess you could also say we're cooking biscuits for the weekend. That would be your qualified longevity annuity contract that you can use inside of your IRA for future lifetime income needs. So you're planning the Sunday dinner with grandma and grandpa and Uncle Joe, or Chester, as I call it. And Chester, where's the biscuits? I need some biscuits because I love the biscuits and buttermilk biscuits. I love the buttermilk biscuits. You're cooking it for Sunday. That's QLEC. You're putting it off for the future, but you know what's coming. You got the biscuit. The other biscuit for lifetime income would have a little bit of jelly on it, a little bit of butter, a little bit of jelly. That's an income rider. So a biscuit income rider would be, it's attached typically to an indexed annuity at the time of application. It's an attached benefit for future lifetime income. And the reason it's got a little jelly and a little butter on it is because it comes with a fee for the life of the policy that's taken out of the accumulation value. So if you draw a line down the middle blank sheet of paper, left-hand side is that index option side, okay? And then the right-hand side is the income rider side. That income rider comes with a fee, but it's taken out of the biscuit on the index annuity side. It's got a little butter and a little jelly on that. So I always say annuity companies have the big buildings for a reason. Why? Because they're charging a fee for the life of the policy. That doesn't make income riders bad, but you have to know that. And the fees are not taken out of the income rider side. So when you're buying lifetime income in the future and you want a little jelly on it, a little butter, and you want to have your cake and eat it too a little bit, meaning control the asset, but yet have a lifetime income stream. That biscuit for lifetime income is called an income rider. So that's biscuits and income. Didn't think I could do it, did you? Seriously. I mean, seriously, did you? You're like, what is he? Biscuits. Now it's going to be in your head. You're not going to be able to get rid of it because I'm talking about biscuits. But let's talk about biscuits for accumulation. What's a plain biscuit? Stan, I don't want any jelly. I don't want any gravy. I don't want any butter. I don't want any of that. I just want the biscuit. I want the biscuit for accumulation. Simple. I just want to chew on the biscuit. That's a multi-year guarantee annuity. Multi-year guarantee annuities are the CD version in the annuity world. Is it a CD? No, but it works like a CD. It functions like a CD because it gives you a guaranteed interest rate annually for a specific period of time that you choose. It could be 1 year in length. It could be 2 year in length. It could be 3 year in length. It could be all the way out to 10 years in length. But kind of the sweet spot right now at the time of this taping, my birthday. I told my assistant before we got, I said, it's my 35th birthday. And she's like, no, it's not. You're right. I have cowboy boots that are 35 years old. It gives you kind of that just eliminates the fact that I'm 40, right? So plain biscuits for accumulation, multi-year guarantee annuities. There's no index options. There's no caps and spreads and bonuses and all that. There's no bad chicken dinner seminar serving biscuits talking about multi-year guarantee annuities, which means that those probably are pretty pro-consumer because the commissions are low, even though all the commissions are built into annuities. But the reason that nobody ever shows you that plain biscuit for accumulation, that MIGA, is because that agent wants the biscuits and gravy. And what's the gravy? The gravy is that big commission that they're getting from the annuity company to jam that indexed annuity down your throat, which leads us to the biscuits and gravy indexed annuity. Is it a bad product? No, it's not a bad product. Everybody says, Dad, why you hate indexed annuity so bad? And agents are just, they just hate it when I start talking about the truths and the facts about indexed annuities, which seems to bother people when I talk about the truths and the facts. But biscuits and gravy indexed annuities, man, I want the biscuits. I want the gravy. I want butter in the biscuits. I want jelly in there. And then I want gravy on top. I want everything. I want everything. I want my cake and eat it too. I want my biscuits and eat it too. Index annuities were put on the planet in 1995 as a solution for a little bit better returns than normal CD returns. That was the hope. That's what you're trying to do. It's not market upside with no downside. It's not market participation with no downside. It's not that. If it was, then, I'm in Janet Yellen's office patting her on the top of the head and going, hey, Janet, first of all, inflation is not transitory, but this is the best product ever and you all should buy it. No, I'm not doing that. Okay? The biscuits and gravy, the problem with that, agents want to eat it all. They want to eat the biscuits and the gravy, put the square peg in the round hole. But indexed annuities in our world, in the truthful and factual world of The Annuity Man, and you can get quotes at theannuityman.com, and you can get my book on index annuities as well. It's a CD product. It's a principal protection product. It's not a security, and it's a very efficient delivery system for that biscuit with a little jam and a little butter on it. That income rider we talked about. Okay. Now, there's all other kinds of biscuits out there with annuities. There's biscuits for charitable gift annuities. Love charitable gift annuities. Of course, we do not sell them. I do like them. If you have a charity of choice, they can give you that immediate annuity type return. That's that's a free biscuit, right? I mean, that's a free biscuit because you're given. I tell you, here's the biscuit analogy for charitable gift annuity. You take a bite out of the biscuit and then you give the biscuit back. The rest of the biscuit you give back to the charity, right? See, this biscuit thing might catch on. This might be where the annuity industry pivots and says, Stan the Annuity Man, just set the stage and set the bar for factual discussion and getting down and dirty and simple with annuities by correlating them to biscuits. Of course, there's variable annuity biscuits, which are very expensive. That's like going to the frou-frou restaurant and you say, I had the biscuit. I want a biscuit. And they're like, sir, you need to stop yelling because this is a fine dining establishment. And they bring you the biscuit, and the biscuit is expensive. It's expensive. It's just a biscuit, but it's expensive. How much for the butter? Well, that's more. Well, how much if I want jelly? Well, we got to charge more for that. Well, how about if I want gravy? Well, then we really got to charge you for that. That's a variable annuity biscuit. I'm not putting it down, but the majority of variable annuities sold out there, load variable annuities, have an average annual expense of 3% every year. That's an expensive biscuit. Okay? And then the newest biscuit are these buffer annuities. Buffer annuity biscuits, I call them copay biscuits, meaning that you sharing some of the downside. That sounds great in the bull market, but when it gets to be a bear market and choppy, and that person calls you up and says, oh, by the way, we're going to have to take a little bit of money out of that account because you have to share in the downside. You're going to be like, I don't like that biscuit. That's like chewing the biscuit, and then the agent and the advisor say, whoa, before you swallow that, spit that up, get that back to us. You can't swallow that yummy biscuit because market went down. You got to share in it. So when it comes to annuities and biscuits, I like the simple biscuit. I like simple biscuits. If we have to add butter and jelly to them, then great. If you want the full Monty with the gravy, I'm going to fully explain what that means to get the gravy smothered all over the biscuit. You might want that. You might want, hey, this right here and this right here. But understand that with biscuits, you're looking for the simple buttermilk biscuit that grandma made that you love. You don't want a fancy biscuit with all kinds of kale put in it and things like that. You want a simple biscuit that you understand. You want a simple annuity that you understand. You want a biscuit and an annuity that a 9-year-old would like and be able to explain. Yes, I have talked uninterrupted and very poignantly about annuities and biscuits. See you next time.